Hello everyone, best regard. I'm Daniel, and for this video, I decided to talk about the perish the thought of ignoring climate change. And so let's get started. Perish the thought. Imagine what will happen if we keep ignoring climate change. And before I create this history, so not here is real for to keep in mind. Right, let's start again. And perish the thought. Imagine what will happen if we keep ignoring climate change. Imagine waking up one day and realizing our favorite parks are flooded, um, our air is too toxic to breathe, and entire species have disappeared. That's not science fiction. It's the real life. That is the direction we are heading if we continue like this. Guys, some people say, oh, this is not as urgent as the media says, but I'm here to tell you it is just as urgent as they say, and not as distant as many pretend it is. The signs are everywhere. Um, we have made the mistake of thinking this is someone else's problem, but this is not. It is affect us all, and whether you believe it or not, the truth remains. Scientists has been warning and the war about global warming for decades before governments started to take it seriously. And people used to laugh at environmental activities and saying they were exaggerating, but now those very people have been proven wrong. So, today I'm here to convince you to stop ignoring the climate change and start acting where future depends on what we do now. Okay, let me be clear. Changing habit isn't easy. Yeah, this is true. But if we try to reduce the plastic use, um, something is failed. I've been trying walking more instead of driving. At first, I didn't like it, but now I know doing something is better than doing than nothing doing. So this is true. And here's the thing: if you think that individual actions don't matter, you run. Everybody counts. Every action helps. This is the truth. You're wrong because everybody counts and every action helps. We must not only think differently, we must act differently. Now, let's compare ourselves to the generation before us. They didn't know what we know, they didn't have the tools we have. We are as informed as we have never been, and as capable as we need to be. So, if they have acted sooner, we will then be in this situation. But we can change the past. And what we can do if we stay responsible today? Governments around the world have had new policies created, and its many cities recycling systems have been improved, but it's still not as effective it is should be. Why? Because people are still ignorant. Yes, it's a bad news, but and now let's take a look of the birds we use taking about action. We need to start protecting nature. We must avoid using single-use plastics. We must continue planting trees and support creating green energy. Um, did you know that entire Iceland are disappearing because of rising sea levels? Yes, an entire nation could be underwater. It is not fiction. It is happening. I met a woman from the Philippines last year who told me that her family have been located because their village flooded. Not once, not twice, but every year during the rainy season. Yes. Um, the world has been affected by war action, and nature is starting to back, fight back. It is time to get we to sorry, and it is time we get seriously about climate change. And yes, we need to stand up to corporations that pollute our rivers and look out for the animals and people who are most affected. Okay, we need to get the government involved and have stricter laws passed. We must have the worst polluters fined if and if necessary have their factory shut down. Well, and this is powerful. Why? Because it's me. We don't do it ourselves. Uh, we make sure someone's doing it. We have the power to influence decisions. Yes, we have the power to do that. Have seen documentaries. I have been read the research. I have been spoken to people from affected areas. I believe we must act, and so do you. I hope if you don't, well, neither do the people who keep in pollution. Well, that's not a trend we want to be on. Right, and let's talk about the future. If we do nothing now, we will have caused irreversible damage by 20, 15 years. This is a problem. And when that happens, we'll look back and realize we could have changed everything, but we didn't. Alright, perish the thought of living in regret. Let's be the generation that people talk about proudly of the future. Let's be the ones who made a difference, not the ones who watched it all happen. Well, here's now I got here some things we can do. First, refuse plastic bag at the store, reduce electricity use, turn off light, unplug device, reuse water bottles and containers, recycle everything you can, use public transportation or bikes, educate others, and join or support climate campaigns. Right? Don't think your actions are too small. They matter. They matter just as much as big government decisions because when millions of people take small steps, the impact is massive. So now I ask you, will you continue to ignore these crisis, or will you open your eyes, your heart, and your mind? Will you be brave or your fellow activities who raise arrest to speak the truth, or will you remain silent? Don't let fear to stop you. Don't let comfort make you lazy. Alright, we can still change in the future, but we must act fast because climate change won't wait for us to get ready. So let me say it's one lifetime. Perish the thought of ignoring climate change. Perish the thought of being too late. Perish the thought where that you can make it a difference because you can and together we will. That was all. Thank you very much.